Welcome back, everybody, to the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor podcast. And we are your hosts. I'm Mr. L. Hoopo. That's 2 O's, P-O. And that right there, that's Max Profit. You better pay me. A.Rod, he's off and working, man. So, A.Rod, if you're listening, keep doing what you're doing, man. And come back on Sunday. We got you. And anyways, listen up. We got a lot to talk about because it has been a while. And this one's for you. So, let's go. What's going on, Max P?
Just chilling, brother.
Yes, man. Well, let's get into this, man. So it has been a while since we talked some hoop. So let's just get right into this, man. Raptors. What is the first thing that comes to your heart? Okay, first, what comes to your heart before your mind and your gut and the truth side of things? What is your heart saying is going on with the Raptors right now?
For anybody old enough to remember in the Toronto area, bargain heralds, basement bargain prices. You got to go downstairs to shop in this place. It's so
that's the end of the episode. Let's cut it off now. Bargain Heralds. That's the name of the episode. You know what? No more episode. That's it, man. You just won, Max. Bargain Heralds. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
You have to walk downstairs. Continue, man. Paint the picture.
I'm just looking at this team like, what are we even going to hold on to? What are we going to keep? And I'm thinking, of course, B.I. just signed him. We got to keep our Montreal. We got to keep O'Shea. He's been around forever. He got the ring. You know, we got to keep some kind of link to when we were doing our
Boucher, you think so? Yeah, you got to hold on to that. Yeah.
Just like as a sentimental value, he could be our Haslam.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Canadian Haslam. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to hold on to RJ. I like his energy. I want to hold on to our young rookie Walker,
Jacoby, Walter. Yep.
And of course Grady D. And I want that, and then and I want that to be our core. I'm not sure about Quickly and Barnes.
Oh,
I think
really?
I think we can move them for some assets.
Man, that's where you're at, huh?
That's where I'm at, bro. I feel like B.I., RJ, Grady D. The young boys, and a one guy from our era when we were still good, to keep that Raptors fandom connection going.
Yeah,
because you don't want to flip over the roster and just have a bunch of strangers on the team, you know?
Yeah, like Belky Bartakamis. Yep.
Yeah, so
perfect.
I mean,
strangers.
I feel like Barnes is still high value. We can get a lot.
Bargain. You said Bargain Heralds, man.
Yeah, like everybody got to go except for those guys I mentioned, man.
When you said Bargain Heralds, I could smell it. I smelled it. I remember there was a smell to Bargain Heralds.
There was a smell at
remember
Bargain
that
Heralds.
smell?
You damn right. There was a smell at Bargain Heralds, right?
Yeah,
you went through those little metal bars.
Yeah. Oh man, that is crazy. Oh man, that's just wild. You could say something over a computer and you could make me smell something. That's crazy. Well, Bargain Heralds, I agree with you. I quite agree with you, and it's funny because it's good because we're not overreacting by doing a pod after every single game and every single blah blah blah. We let things stew, and we're allowed to stew on this, right? Because that's kind of like that's the best way to approach life is you don't want to overreact on every little thing that happens every single day, right? So for the Raptors, and I think that's exactly how management is looking at it, is just like they already knew what was happening months ago. And what's coming to fruition now is exactly, I think, what they intended to happen. Because to me, it never seemed like this entire year there was ever a real honest push to be that team, to even try to go to a play-in. Do you know what I mean? Like, I never really got that vibe that this team was trying to do that.
Never, ever caught that energy. Like, there was any kind of pressure. Like, hey, let's... we're trying to do something here. There was never any of that kind of pressure on this team. And
where I am going to have to push back on you, though, well, it's not even push it back. It's just where because I agree with you with keeping who you said, but I do want to say, Scotty, is once BI is on the court, I think that's going to help I
I
really
was
do
thinking
think
that.
that that's going to blossom it. So I can't give up on that yet. But you're damn right. You could get some assets. Oh my
Oh
God!
yes.
Imagine what
Oh
you like.
yes.
That's a crazy amount of get back you would get on that. But I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Quickly,
I
I
did. I
am. I
did
am
think
with quickly
about.
though.
Yeah, I am with quickly. Yeah, I did think about Scotty with Bi and what that would look like. I did think about that. I never really finished that thought. So you're right. That's a thing.
Yeah, yeah. And with A.Rod not here, to talk about the coaching too, it's like because there was that vibe all year of just I never got that feel that we were going for that, and I felt like
Hmm.
we were going for something like what we're going for right now. I felt like this was the intent. This was actually the intent. It deeply underneath what we can't see, what the average fan can't see. They're just saying like, "Oh, we lost." No, no, no. They're winning in the management's eyes. This is kind of what they envision, right? So they have to kind of put out a product that keeps the fans from paying for that season ticket, for bringing their kids. It can't be so trash that you don't even want to bring your kid on that Sunday 3:30 game. You know what I mean? It has to be good
Hmm.
enough to kind of like you can enjoy it, but it has to be bad enough to be able to succeed in 3 years. I think I said it last year on the pod that I saw this happening. This was going to happen, and they had to do it. It's just it has to be quicker, and there has to be some trickery behind it, visually for the fans to be able to kind of keep them in, but keep them. It's hard to explain, but you know what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
think.
But overall though, the Bi signing is a good thing, man.
Yeah, it is. I've heard some people saying they don't. They weren't too sure why they did this. Well, I know exactly why they did this. The guy is an extreme talent. He can get buckets. What are you gonna say?
Yeah. We don't have too many people
No.
who know ball anymore. And so someone like Bi is gonna go under the radar for sure. But you
Yeah.
and me know he's
Yeah.
a baller.
And he
And
seems to have cool vibes too.
he's a cool he has a Cali kind of vibe to him.
Yeah.
Even though I
Yeah.
think he's from North Carolina.
Is that where he's
Um,
from?
I think so. I'm
He's
not
got
quite
that
sure.
country in him, huh?
Yeah, but I remember he's not from the West Coast, but he definitely has a West Coast vibe to him though,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
everything is chill. He never gets,
Yeah.
you know, and
I think Toronto's a perfect spot for him.
and he seems like a stand-up kid. If you've been in the league this long and you haven't, even De'Aaron Fox did some shady stuff over there at Sacramento. Even he showed his ass a little bit, but we never
Yeah.
seen anything like that from Bi. That's hard to do.
No, and you always hear people talking only good things about him.
Yeah.
Like everywhere he's been, everybody has only said, "I've only heard good things about this dude." So, and
So,
that's a Masai type of guy. Masai loves dudes like that.
and that's what we need at the Raptors. None of the side stuff. We just want good balling. We'll give you a good
Yeah,
check, and everything be cool. You know what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying?
Well, let's talk about. So we got. Let me see here. So I'm gonna bring it up here while we're talking about him. Um, Let me see here. By the way, in our fantasy league, to people listening right now, Max P is in my local little fantasy league. We got 12 teamer, nine category league, and we made a big trade. Uh, both kind of betting and throwing the dice down on a couple of bad knees. I had Josh Hart, and a lot of you are gonna sit here and say this was a bad trade, but I traded Josh Hart for Joel Embiid. And this was right
Bum,
after
bum,
the
bum.
and I was like, the moment, because I'm a long distance runner, I've mentioned this before, and it was right after the All Star break, and I all of a sudden I had a little notification for Josh Hart, and it says Josh Hart's out for the next game with runner's knee, and I was like, oh, I know about runner's knee, man. I was like, I read that, and I'm like, that shit can be painful and can linger and go on for a long time, and I'm comparing myself to an athlete, but you know, you know what I'm saying. But I'm sitting here going armchair, I'm like, I don't know, and so I sent the trade back because Max had sent me the trade for MB for Matt, and I was like, I rejected that just because I was like, no, Josh is killing it this year, and then I saw there was no tag on Joel, that's way too tempting, and then this guy gets 15 points, 2 rebounds, or whatever, like MB, fuck. Anyways, what has Josh Hart been up to since we made that trade? I'm too
uh,
scared to look.
11 rebounds his first night with me. I No, actually his first night with me, I had him on the bench. I forgot to get him off my injury list because he
Ay,
was hurt when we traded him, right? He had like 24 and like 10 or something that game.
he's so
Then he
nice.
had like the game I started him with, he had like 7 points, but 11 rebounds, which is
Like 2 steals,
which is why I directly proposed that trade. I'm
I
hurting
know,
in
I know,
rebounds, you
I
know.
know. Yeah.
And then the next night he had, I forget how many points and 17
No,
rebounds.
I'm telling you, man.
The guy is just amazing, man.
I know, I know. I'm probably gonna get these 2 games out of Joel, and that was it. I
It
had to
was a
make the bet, man.
nightmare. It was a nightmare having that guy on my team, man.
I
He just
know.
constantly keeping an eye on him, seeing if he's gonna play.
Imagine real life. Imagine you're the top brass in Philadelphia
Oh,
for
oh,
real,
oh, oh! I
and this is
couldn't
your guy.
just imagining that is like maybe 30 seconds at a time before you say no way, no thank you. I do
But
not
who's
want to
gonna
be.
take him in the league? You know what I mean? Like for what?
No, they're
No.
stuck with Paul George and MB. They're stuck.
Oh, forgot that.
Podcast P.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started on
Congratulations
this
on the
dude.
podcast retirement. You know,
This guy, where's my tribute video? He asked for in Indiana. Like, get out of here,
get
man.
out of
What?
here, bro.
That is so weak. Raptors. So I'm looking up. Then they're on the road. So they started in Indiana, actually, as we know. Yesterday, lost that game 91-111 in Indy. Shout out to Indiana, the state of Indiana. Michael Jackson, beautiful state. I have driven through
JV.
there. I didn't
Gangster,
stop,
gangster.
but it's a
Hey,
beautiful state.
hey.
Who's the comedian from Indiana? Hilarious, that dude. What's his name?
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps, man. Mike Epps.
Yes.
Love Mike
Mike
Epps
Epps.
from
Very
the
funny
state of
guy, man.
Indiana. They're in Chicago tomorrow. So Chicago, then Orlando and Orlando. So going into Chicago, man, like they're gonna stick to the script. They're gonna take the L's. They're probably not gonna win a game on this trip. I don't think Brendan Ingram is gonna play this year. I posed that question
No, he's not
last
playing this year.
episode, and A.Rod was
He
like,
might
"No, he's gonna
get
play." But I'm like, I don't think so, man.
he might get some run at the end of the season, but I don't. It doesn't make any sense for him to play in a
No.
tank year.
No, yeah, this is such a pure tank year. So yeah, so I don't think he's gonna play. So Raptor fans don't get we want to see development. We want to see these young guys. We want to see the guy like who we got on the bench, the Jamal Sheds that we want to see. We want to see these young guys, the battles, Jameson
Shed.
Battle.
Shed, what I need you to
man.
do, Shed. What I need you to do, Shed. I need you to get some Jalen Brunson tapes
Oh,
and just watch those for the rest of your days.
that's
For the
a
rest
good
of your
one, yeah.
days, I just need you to watch Jalen Brunson tapes and how to hit that jumper, how to hit that floater, how to draw the foul, how to run a
Yes.
team. I need you to do this, Shed, because playing like you're 7 foot when you're 5 foot something, it's not gonna work.
He's got to knock himself
I
down.
love
and
the
realize,
bravery. I love the bravery, but you gotta adjust, bro.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. Yeah. And once he realizes that and knows he can do that, because obviously he's got the heart.
I think
we can
he
see he's
can.
got the heart.
That's why I think he can. I don't want to give up on him.
No,
But
no, no,
playing
no.
like this, bro, you ain't got no spot on the team.
Yeah, but no. This is that this is that rookie thing, man. He's gonna get it again. Rookie point guards, that's the toughest. Big men
Hey,
take the longest to
Scoop,
develop and the hardest one to start. Yeah, Scoot.
Scoot
Yeah.
in Portland is giving me some hope that maybe I should be patient. But come on, Shed. I don't even see you working on them some shots. Come
Yeah,
on, man.
he's got to get how Tyson watched those old fight tapes from Customato. Shed's got to go home this summer and watch all these tapes of the old undersized point guards, man. The Jamal.
You gotta NBA your game up, man. NBA it up.
Yeah, 100% agree. I like that. All right, so let's get out of the Raptors then. I mean, it is what it is. We just wanted to catch up. Like we've been saying it all year, man. We're not gonna sit here and fluff the situation up because it is what it is, and we should be happy though because I'm looking forward to because this is a strong draft next year. If A.Rod was on tonight, he'd be able to tell us that.
Strong draft, strong signing, good young players.
Yeah.
The coach situation is up in the air. If we give this boy another chance, A-Rod might have a heart attack.
Little poor guy, so pissed. It's just eating at him. All right, so well, quick question. We might as well just go here. You know what? No, we're just gonna go like this because none of these people have actually. We're gonna have another episode of this or
that
brought to you by ourselves. So here we go. This or that. So quickly, I want to go into this. There is some El Mayo news.
Hey.
I checked that up before we started, and this is pretty crazy right here. So I just quickly looked over this. There was a request. So Mexico says U.S. has not responded to a request to return the accused drug lord. So there's a request out right now by Mexico's government to return El Mayo.
To return El Mayo.
Yeah,
Wow.
they have asked the American government send them back.
I don't think they're ever going to do that, Mexico. That's not going to happen, Mexico.
Right? It's probably not gonna happen.
You want this guy to go back to work? Like, no.
No.
No. You're not going back to work. You're sitting right here.
So I know I read that. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, okay, why do you think the U.S. is gonna? How is Trump gonna sit there and justify that to his following? Like, oh no, goodness. I'm sending them back across the border.
Like, every brick. It's your fault, Trump. This is your fault.
Yeah, every brick,
every overdose, everything. It's your fault. You sent them back.
And if he actually did, if they allowed that to happen, the Democrats would have to jump on that for the next election, and just every single ad would just be an ad with El Mayo, and Trump sent them back.
If they don't, it's self-sabotage, because the layup. It's a layup.
Yeah, man. So so that's the El Mayo news. So to stay up to date, come and check us again, because I've got your news. So I had a question that I posed in my head after I saw that Shaedon Sharpe dunk. I'm like, that's an up-and-coming team. I'm like, that's an exciting team, man, Portland. Who do you think has got it better as a fan for one of these up-and-coming teams? Who do you think has got it better, Portland fans, Portland Trailblazer fans, or an Orlando Magic fan?
Okay.
Like, who do you think is like happier right now if you were one of those two fans?
I would go with just vibes only.
Vibes only, man.
I would go with Portland.
I know, me too.
I like the group of talent they have over there. They got the European cat who can do everything. He's like Kawhi Leonard.
Oh wow, what's his name? Yeah. Danny Avdia. Yeah.
Yep. You got Scoot's getting better.
Yep.
Sharpe is a phenomenon. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I like that phenomenon.
Yeah, just a little bit of a gotta get that basketball IQ up a little bit, but man, as far as talent goes, he's out the roof, off the meter.
Yeah.
And he's got a motor. His game reminds me a little bit of Andrew Wiggins, but this kid's got more of a motor. You know?
Yeah.
And they got a bunch of
DeAndre Ayton.
He doesn't play much, but when he does play, he kind of. I've seen him do some things I've never seen him do in a while at Portland this season, right? And
Donovan Clingan, or I think that big man's name is Donovan Clingham. Clingham or something like that. Yeah. He's a rookie, nice little rookie.
He's interesting. Yep, he's interesting. They got Simons.
Yeah.
Man. Portland's nice. And Orlando's just making me feel like, when y'all gonna get it together, bro? We've been waiting, man.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It has been a while.
It's been a while since Pat Garrity.
I seen Detroit beat up Boston the other day. Like, look at these boys go.
Man, look Boston. At these boys. Detroit, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Detroit's like,
remember, I called Detroit, man. Detroit can make it out of the East. I'm saying.
The East.
Imagine.
You can't laugh at them. You definitely can't laugh at them.
No, you can't. Finally,
they got
right?
talent. They got strength. They got an identity.
It worked.
They got two big guys. They're like wrestlers. They both look like
Jalen Duren and
the Undertaker. They're like they got two black Undertakers on that.
I know. Jalen Duren looks like the Ultimate Warrior, man.
Crazy.
And what's the other dude? I got Isaiah Stewart, tough guy. You got
Isaiah Stewart. He's always there to just scare the other team. You don't know what that guy's going to do. You know what I mean?
Cade's a G. Cade's
a smooth gangster. George Gervin type of game. You know.
Yeah. I like Detroit, man. That's who.
Detroit.
I want to see them. My heart wants to see Detroit get out of the East, but
Cade Cunningham needs his own brand of Gators, Detroit Gators.
Imagine, man.
The cutting heads.
He has the same sort of like vibe, like that Jalen Rose vibe, man. Just what I mean, like that D-town sort of like, yeah.
And Jalen Rose is from Detroit.
And he's from there. That's what I mean. Yeah. I remember on draft day when they drafted Cade, Jalen Rose was like, "Welcome to D-town." He was all excited with them getting Cade and everything like that. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm on the Portland side. Orlando, I was like, the reason I posed that question is because Orlando's still nice because they got Paolo, they got Wagner,
Yep.
they have some nice pieces, and I just feel like they are that one step away from doing something real special, and they have a great fan base, and I just think that they're so close, but set so far away because I feel like they've been in the same pair of shoes for the last like 12 years. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I feel like they're going to get leapfrogged by Indiana and Detroit.
yeah,
I feel like the Raptors could leapfrog them next year easily. Wouldn't be a big surprise.
oh
And it's like
man,
Orlando.
yeah,
When y'all gonna really just step it up and get onto that other level?
yeah. Don't waste
Cleveland is
those Paulo
there.
years.
Like
Yeah,
the Knicks are there. You know what I'm saying?
Knicks, Cleveland. I still can't believe Cleveland is this good. It's
Cleveland and the
crazy.
Knicks, they pulled themselves up. They are top teams in the East. Boston is the top team in the East. You know what
Those
I'm
two teams
saying?
sure did pull their socks up, didn't they?
They have made themselves, they have separated themselves from that middle pack.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good stuff. Very good stuff. We were there for years when LeBron kept stomping us out every year. We were there. We were on that upper echelon, but could never get to the finals.
I was
Thank you,
watching
LA.
that, man. Yeah.
Thank you for taking that man away. Thank you.
Oh my God! I was watching the Quest for Gold on Netflix with the American team, following the
I can't
American.
do it, but yeah,
I didn't
thanks
think
for
I could
watching.
do it either, but
Uh-huh.
it follows the other teams. Like the Canadian team, it was nice to see the behind the scenes for the Canadian team, and
Okay.
Dylan Brooks out for dinner with his family, and
Yeah,
Shea
yeah, yeah.
talking. I get to see a side of Shea I've never seen before, and that
Hmm.
was cool. The French team, how much the hatred they have for the States, like just pure
Yeah, yeah.
hatred, like you
Well,
can tell.
The French are the opposite of
Opposite.
like you're not even allowed to drive a car bigger than a certain size in France.
No,
It's just a
but
completely different world out there, bro.
Tony
You know what I
Parker.
mean?
Tony Parker was saying when he first got drafted to San Antonio, he's like, man, they didn't know what to do with me. They thought we didn't shower, and they
Bro,
thought they
you're
thought.
from France and you went to Texas. Good luck with that, bro.
Oh man, but like it was cool to see the whole thing, like with the German team with
Hmm.
Schroeder and blah blah blah. But then every time it got to the Americans, it was just like the ego just drives me nuts.
The
And
ugly American.
oh my God! But I'll tell you who made me, who brought
Ant
me
Man,
in a
baby.
little bit more. Yeah, he always. You can just tell with him. You could just tell. He's. I love that dude. But one guy I was kind of like this about with his whatever. But KD turned me back, like brought me back in to being a bit more of a KD
Everybody is
fan, man.
talking about how KD kind of brought them back in.
Yeah,
It
because
seems like KD is having his Kobe moment where everybody
he
wasn't
is.
feeling him, and then people are starting to like get back on his side at the end of his career, just like
Because his
Kobe.
heart is just basketball. It's just now it's starting to really show that really it's just all about basketball, and like even his little things he does on the internet of blah blah blah, really it just derives from his painful love for basketball.
I
You know
mean,
what I
if you
mean?
completely ignore his tweets, KD's cool, cool as
This
dirt, man,
guy. Cool
cool
as
as
dirt.
dirt. And on top of that, when he was in Brooklyn, one toe away from getting to the NBA Finals and probably winning it because
Yeah,
Milwaukee didn't have much resistance once they got past Brooklyn.
yeah.
So people don't really bring that up in his career. He rode the train and got the two championships in Golden State, but he was a toe away from
Yeah, he
doing it
was.
himself in Brooklyn.
Yeah, man. Well, speaking of which, speaking of the states, I was going for my run today. It was a nice run and blah blah blah. And Spotify always seems to find its way into my ears with something that I'm looking for at that exact moment. And we were talking just beforehand, before we hit record, about just how the that West Coast sound, man. We come from an age of when the West Coast came back and saved hip hop, and it came back with a sound that was just so beautiful and just so different and just so funky, and just the samples that were being used and the sound that was being used, and we got to hear it for the first time in that era that we were in, right, as kids.
Yeah, we
And
got to hear the Quick, the Dre.
yeah,
We got to hear that good stuff, the
and
early
so
stuff.
we're at that age, and my ears will perk up when I hear like
Shout out to Too
a
Short.
youngster, nowadays who Spotify thinks I might like, and they got this one right. I've been listening to him for a while, but it was already in my save files. But I just wanted to give a shout out to this guy named Desi Hollow, man. He's from Oceanside, and this dude right here, he's just got that old sound. And you can tell he's from that cloth.
Yeah, for sure, man. I love that.
Here's his flow. It's a slick flow right here. Real smooth. Man. But yeah, so for those that don't know now, go to Spotify and go check out, type in Desi Hollow, Dezzy Hollow, HOLLOW, Desi Hollow, man. And it bumps in the car, I'll tell you that much right now. So Desi Hollow, big shout out to Desi Hollow. Yeah, man. So what's before we get out of here, is there any that was another episode of this or
that
brought to you by us. Is there anything that's can perk your ears and grabbed your eyes that's happened in the NBA since the last time we spoke? Like any wild shit that happened that may have I may have missed, or we may have missed that you noticed?
Well, there was a lot of talk about the NBA and the ratings and all of that mess. And
did we talk about the All-Star game? No, I don't think we did.
We talked a little bit, I think, but I don't know if we did. That's just an ugly situation right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then boom, next thing you know, the two most popular. If you had to pick the two most marketed players in the NBA right now over the past few years, Paul, who would those two players be?
Okay, so two most marketed players.
Two most marketed players by the NBA, the two darlings of the NBA.
Well, come on, man. We all know the first one, which is just LeBron. Yeah. So until he's gone, they're just gonna continue to do that. But LeBron and I'll say Luka. They've been riding Luka.
It would be Steph Curry. Luka's popular.
Steph. Yes.
Would be the two guys that they push. That is their twin-headed monster right there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
it's supposed to be LeBron's era, but Steph Curry said, "Hey, I'm sharing the spotlight. You're gonna have to share it with me." You know what I'm saying? And this is what they got: LeBron and Steph. Watched them in the finals like 8 years in a row or whatever. Then after all this talk about the league losing ratings and everything, the trade deadline disappears, and what happens after the smoke clears? Luka, the guy you mentioned, is on the Lakers, and playoff Jimmy Butler is on Golden State with Steph Curry. I do not think that's a coincidence. I do not think that's a coincidence. That was a power move. That was a bright lights move. We're going to put a guy with LeBron. We're going to put a guy with Steph. And here we go.
That was a David Copperfield. And here's a car.
Yes, that's exactly what they did. We were watching the league one day. Because remember, Jimmy Butler had turned down that deal.
Because it was quick. Yeah, man.
He had turned down that deal in Golden State. Then he ends up there for a measly 1 extra year. You caused all this fuss and broke up all these relationships for just 1 extra year? That seems strange.
Here's a car.
Not a 3-year deal, just a 2-year deal. You were already going to get $50 million at Miami. So you ended up getting a 2-year deal, $50 million each. Doesn't seem like worth all that fuss you caused. But we're with Steph, and we need this to happen. Now it makes more sense.
Man, doesn't it just seem so obvious when you put it that way?
And then, of course, the Luka situation, obvious. People are banging their head against the wall. How could they trade Luka? But then when you think about the Lakers get everything they want, then it makes a little bit more sense.
I had a neighbor come up to me. I was putting out the garbage this morning, and I had a neighbor come up to me. He listens to the pod from time to time, and he comes up to me and he said, "Did you hear why Dallas is saying why they traded Luka?" I was like, "Why?" And he said they didn't like what he was putting on his social media. I was like, "What?" They're like, they didn't like what they saw in his stories. Him drinking
Look at
beers
that.
and him doing what he was doing. I'm like, if they traded a generational type player because he was having a few beers and put it on his social media, no, man, that's not why. I am more believing your take on this, that this shit is developed. This was David Copperfield NBA ratings. We need to fix this shit and we
This
need to
is a
do it
favor
quick.
for a favor. This is a favor for a
Yeah.
favor. I got you. I got you on the back end. We need this right now. We'll
Yeah,
give you Anthony Davis,
yeah.
But we need this right now. Trust me,
It's
I
more than
got you.
Anthony Davis too. There's gonna be something more down the
Yeah,
line that
yeah. There's the trust me, I got you. That's the
yeah.
thing down the line. Who maybe a
Yeah.
fixed draft. Who knows? Maybe a
Yeah.
little bit of leniency on their on their
Everything.
uh on their double apron and all that kind of stuff. Who knows? Who knows?
I just read this, man. This is crazy. So this affects the Raptors too. So here's the headline. Federal investigation involving Terry Rozier is
Yep.
connected to
Yep.
Jonte Porter's case.
Yes, Bird. You don't know the connection to that, bro?
No, man,
There's a
I've been
company.
away from this shit right here. Terry
There's
Rozier,
this
hold on.
electronics
Terry
company.
Rozier, a far more prominent NBA player currently with the Miami Heat, is under federal investigation. Da, 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 da. His case is tied to Porter's. Three independent sources familiar with the probes tell Sports Illustrated. Okay, tell me why? Because this
Yeah.
is new to
So
me right here.
there's this electronic company that digitally tracks trades
Yeah,
for the NBA, and they work with Vegas too.
yeah.
In the past few years, they've only marked three situations.
Uh,
Three. First one was Terry Rozier. The other two was Jonte Porter. Terry
oh
Rozier
boy.
was before Jonte Porter. The guys who bet on Terry Rozier that alerted this company to the bet are the same guys that alerted them to the bets with Jonte Porter.
Come on.
So only three times a funny situation has popped up. It's Terry Rozier and Jonte Porter. Funny. Jonte Porter already got kicked out the league. Then on top of that, the same guys who bet on Jonte Porter were the same guys who bet on Terry Rozier that first time.
Wow.
Now, with when they look at the tape, it doesn't look like Terry Rozier was involved with the whatever, but it
Yeah.
looks like somebody had the inside information that he was somehow not going to be playing maybe the second half of the game, or he was hurt, so his game wasn't going to play. He wasn't going to play
He
as
pulled the
well.
old earlobe when something was about to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
but
slightly.
yeah, the way he played, you can't tell, but the way the bet went down and where the information had to come from, it
Oh
just
man.
looks too funny. Then you add it with this connection with Jonte and the betters, it's like, whoa, whoa. So my
Jonte just keeps
theory
getting
is,
beat
my
down,
theory is
man.
they kicked Jonte out the portal quick, fast, in a hurry because he's a nobody, right?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
got here. He's on the Raptors. So it's like, just,
Yeah.
he's out the way. Let's get
Just
him
get
out
him
the
out.
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But a player like Terry Rozier would ruffle, wait, that would cause some waves. He's been in the league a long time. You're
He's a
going to ask
name.
more questions than it answers if he gets in trouble. How long has he
Yeah.
been doing this? Who else is
Yeah.
involved? This guy's been
Yeah.
in the league a long time. He's a pretty
Yeah.
good player. Like, it's gonna get
Yeah.
real funky if he gets in the mix. So
I'm
I think the
smelling an
league said,
ESPN 30-30
I'm,
with
I'm
this.
thinking the league said, make this go away. And then when it popped up with Jonte, it said, "Oh, you got to go away." You know what I'm saying?
Man, I can't wait to hear what happens with this. This is crazy.
Because you know what? This happened a while ago, and now the stories are starting to pop up. So it's like, it seems like I haven't read these new articles, but it seems like maybe there's some new
Mm,
information.
man.
Man,
But we
is the
will see.
word.
Time will tell. It's crazy,
That's
man.
crazy, huh?
There's one more thing here. What would happen with Coach Pop now? This is Coach
Yeah,
Pop's not
Coach Pop
returning this
got some
season.
really
So
bad news. Got some really bad news. He probably won't be coming back.
what happened? See, this is I was out,
He's
man. I've been
fighting. He's
sick, and
fighting
my
some kind
lady
of
had
disease.
surgery, and oh,
He's fighting
okay.
some kind of disease, and it's getting worse. So yeah.
Coach Pop.
So
All right.
like
Well,
with
we
that
send our best to your
announcement,
family, man.
yeah. Shout out to Pop. It seems like with
Mm.
that announcement, it was kind of like a retirement kind of thing. You know,
Oh man,
it was kind of like,
he's one of the
oh, we're
best to
waiting for
ever
him to
do it,
come
man. That
back.
guy.
We're waiting for him
Yeah.
to come back. It doesn't look like he's coming back, but Hold your head,
Well,
pops.
only good vibes from us from this show to you, Pop. You're one of the greatest to ever do it. So, good vibes sent out to you, whatever it is. Because
For
I'm just
sure,
reading
for
this
sure.
now, man. I've been out of the game the last couple of weeks with family stuff, and it's so yeah. This is news to me. All right, so if that's it, then we might as well get out of here. I just wanted to throw in a little shameless plug here. The I got something that's coming out, a little solo pod, a little solo adventure coming out on my end, and I thought I'd let the listeners here know it's not a basketball thing. It's more of a just a me thing. It's a El Hoopo thing, and it's called the El Hoopo Show, and it's gonna be coming out very soon to all the platforms, Spotify, wherever you catch your podcast, Amazon Music, blah blah blah. It's gonna be all out there, and if you want to catch some clips and some vibe of what the show is going to be, because really what it's going to be quickly is I'm just going to bring everyone around the world that the universe has been able to, that's given me a chance to meet, and who could be a plumber to a psychologist to an athlete to an entertainer, and I just want to sit down with each one of these people and ask them the same question: what stresses you out, and what do you do to fix that, and what makes you happy, and what do you do to sustain that? And everybody comes from different parts of the world. Everyone comes from different days, and everyone comes from different dimensions, blah blah blah. And I want to just be able to make a show that somebody could go to at any time, use it as a tool, and be able to like pick something out of it and say, you know what, I'm gonna try that. You know what Hoopo said, what Poe said right there, or what Max P said right there, or what that plumber just said right there. I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna try that, I'm gonna use that, and maybe it can help people. So the El Hoopo Show coming very soon. Check on Instagram right now at the El Hoopo Show, and come in right now, because it's just in the seed growth right now, and the tree's about to bloom. So I hope to see you, and I'm very excited. So and that's that, the El Hoopo Show. So shameless plug right there, man. I had to do it. Yeah, man. All right. So like I said, before we go, if there's anything else that's popped out, we might as well jump out of here. Anything else that's grabbed your attention around the NBA?
We did El Mayo. You know what I
We
mean?
sure did.
We did some gambling.
Yeah.
And the All-Star game was trash. Take it back to the past. Let's go.
Oh man, it was so bad. Yeah, let's go off on that. One more thing. I don't think we got to talk about this. There was one thing that really bothered me. But what do we got here? 37 minutes. Yeah, we'll do this for a couple more minutes. That dunk contest, man. And when we talk about, I can't even remember his name. What's his name?
McClung?
Matt McClung. Yes.
Shout out to McClung.
Shout out to McClung.
We need some leaguers to win the dunk competition.
And when he did that dunk, I can't remember even which one it is.
Very
the
impressive.
Commentator. Okay. Yes, but the commentator, I forget who it was, sitting right beside Vince Carter, and he says to him, "That's the second best dunk I've ever seen." That's bullshit.
Stop it.
I don't know who said that or who it was.
Stop it.
I think it was Kenny who said that. And I was like, you can't say that. Come on.
Not
man.
One dunk he's done is better than any dunk Sean Kemp ever did in the dunk competition.
No.
And Sean Kemp never won the dunk competition. So this is how far we've come. People got to understand. This is not what made the dunk competition famous. This is nothing of the sort.
Yes, please, kids, if you're listening, you're a little younger than us, we're the OGs of this, go to YouTube, type in Sean Kemp, SHAWN Kemp, KEMP, and just put Sean Kemp's best dunks, and tell me right now that Matt McClung's dunks over this shit. No,
come on,
he would murder people on the court.
Murder people. We see little bits of it. Aaron Gordon and Matt Levine had a great dunk competition.
Oh, that was an amazing dunk contest.
You know what I'm saying? But we used to get that way more often, like when Richardson went up against
I forget his name.
Guy. He's one of the most underrated dunkers in the NBA. But he's used to play for the Sonics.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about him last time.
We were talking about him the other time.
Yeah, I can't remember his name now. But yes. But yeah, the thing is you also need guys with names. You know what I mean? Like, we know Zion can do this. Why don't you put Zion out there and do it? Like, why can't
because these guys are all scared. And it started with LeBron. The pressure is gone.
It did start with him.
Remember back when Kobe used to do it, and
man,
all those guys used to do it, just
everybody
out of tradition.
Did. Yeah.
You know? I think Tatum was in the dunk competition back in the day.
Names were in it, man. Names were in the game.
You know, Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
All those guys used to do it.
Even guys that there were guys that had names that couldn't even really dunk that great, but they would be in there. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like hoping they had a chance.
just to give it a try. I got 3.5 dunks, man. Let's give it a shot. Let's go.
Let's see it. When I'm gonna put my arm around here and I'm gonna turn around like this, and hopefully I can win it. Yeah, like man. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
somebody was talking about how Iverson went in the 3-point competition and didn't do well, but didn't feel any shame or embarrassment. Like back then, the players used to go in the All-Star game and try to give us a show. And if
yeah,
they fell flat on their face, they fell flat on their face. It's an All-Star game, y'all. What is wrong with you kids? You're already
guys,
on
you're right.
TV. What are you scared of? You're already on TV.
You're right. It's fear, and LeBron gave him the key to be able to just
It's the
bounce out of
pass,
it
the
and not do it.
ultimate pass. If LeBron don't do it, how you gonna force any of these other motherfuckers to do it?
And I remember that. You remember the pressure that was on him to do it when he first came in. Everybody was like, "You gotta go in. You gotta go in.
You gotta do it."
And he didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
Why?
And then after him, the first big player who didn't go in was Andrew Wiggins. He didn't do it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, why didn't Andrew Wiggins go in? I'm glad Levine's one of the best dunkers we've ever seen, but still the pressure was on Wiggins to do it.
Yeah,
And
I remember that too.
And he got away with that.
Yeah.
And Ja and Zion and the list goes on.
See, Ja would be crazy to go in the dunk contest. That's another guy. Yes, absolutely. There's names
why
that would
not?
go in there and it'd be wild.
Why not? Because the culture of someone like him having to go into the dunk competition just is gone. There's no pressure coming from anywhere. Why wouldn't John Morant feel pressure from everywhere he goes to be in a dunk competition?
Because they disrespected the dunk contest so much now.
The culture is gone.
Yeah.
Every fan, every announcer, every teammate, every opponent should be saying what you going to do in a dunk competition. You know what I mean?
They send guys that like you have to be an insider to Mateus Buzilius, or you know what I mean? Like you gotta really be watching the league to know who these guys are that are in this dunk contest. You know what I mean? And that's not good for your product. You need
it shouldn't even be a question. Someone like John Morant or Zion Williams is in a dunk competition.
That'd be a crazy dunk contest.
We shouldn't even have to question that.
No.
And it's like we haven't even seen it. That's
these guys.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's what drove me crazy watching that dunk contest. Was these guys that didn't know who they were. I felt bad for them. I'm like, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. They're the young guys. Like, I'm not mad at them. I'm mad at the league. I'm mad at the setup. I'm mad at the disrespect, and I'm mad at the just what they've done to it. And then you have Matt McClung, who they're putting out there. Like, they give him so much props when the cameras are on. He's in the dunk, and then they don't give a fuck about him after the dunk contest. They're like, go back to the G League. We're not even going to talk about you. Just see you later. Prop. Yeah, you did your job.
They pull him out of the cellar.
Yeah.
Do your tricks.
They put a Magic jersey on him like he's in the league.
Yep.
The guy doesn't even play for the Orlando Magic.
You know what I'm saying? Tell him, do your little dance. Do your little dance. And then, all right, get back in your cage.
Get in your cage. Give him McClung, get in your cage. Get in there, man. You did what you did. Now get in your cage.
Get back in the G cage. You know
the G cage. In the G cage, man. And we're not letting you out.
His whole career, he's just trapped in the G League, bro. He's just
the G cage, man. That's crazy because it's like the guy puts up numbers too, but they're like, nope, you're not coming in the league, man. We're just gonna pull you out in the dunk contest, man. That's the only time we need you.
It's crazy. Man. And the All-Star game was a mess.
The league needs to get fixed. There's so much shit that needs to get fixed. And you know what? I've said it before. They need to bring back the toughness. And that's why I'm loving Detroit right now. And it happens to be Detroit that's doing it, which is fantastic.
I mean, Detroit has saved the world more than once. More than once, Detroit has saved the world. So
in different ways,
they can do it again.
Yeah. All right, let's go Detroit. Raptors podcast. Go Pistons. All right, Mass. That was fun. We will talk soon. We'll get A.Rod back on this. We'll see you guys Sunday. We'll be here for the rest of the season, and we'll see where we go. But the tank is on. The tank rolls on. Like I wish I had that song. The tank rolls on. It's a No Limit Records classic right there. All right, everybody. Enjoy your night. And we will talk to you on Sunday. Bye-bye. This was another episode of the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor podcast, and we are your hosts. I'm the El Hoopo, H-O-O. P-O. And that right there, that's max profit. You better pay me. And like I said before, wherever you listen to these podcasts, whether it's Amazon or Spotify, hit subscribe and hit those little stars and hit 5, because that helps us get to the top and get seen. And that's what we want to do. We want to get seen, because what we're saying and what you're listening to is what more people want to be listening to, because we know it, because I enjoy it, you enjoy it. Let's leave it at that. Bye-bye.